Hola y bienvenidos. Today we're in Madrid, Spain to check out the Mercado de San Miguel, which is a non-traditional food market here that was built in 1916. So we're going to use the metro on the Cuatro Caminos route from the Príncipe de Vergara to Opera. So we've just come off the Madrid Metro here at Opera. We're now heading towards San Miguel Market. It's now 10 to 12, so I expect it to be busy. No interesado.
That's about all I got.
So that was it, that was the San Miguel market here in Madrid. I didn't end up buying anything in the end because it is quite expensive and it's very, very busy. However, the food looks superb. If you'd like to support me, please feel free to, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos. Once again, we're in Madrid, Spain, this time to check out the Retiro Park, or Parque del Retiro. And today we're on a mission to try and find the Crystal Palace, or the Palacio de Cristal. Okay, so we've just arrived here at Retiro Park. You can actually see from this map here, we need to go to number 4 to find the Crystal Palace, and we are currently down here, so let's go see if we can find it. So we're about halfway around now. The monument behind me is actually a monument to one of the Spanish kings, Alfonso XII. He ruled from 1874 to 1885. So we're going to go that way and hopefully find this Palace of Crystal. I have not a Scooby where I am right now. I'm guessing it's this way. Update, it's definitely not this way, it's back that way. Disculpe, ¿me puedes ayudar? Soy británico, mi español no es muy bueno. ¿Dónde está el Palacio de Cristal?
Cristal lo tienes hacia allá.
Izquierda.
Pues ya.
Ah, vale.
Here, this way.
Ah, sí, excelente. Gracias por la ayuda. Okay, so we just asked for directions. He said to go left, izquierda, by going this way. So hopefully we'll find where we're going. And yeah, if in doubt, follow the people. Okay, so it looks like we finally made it. This is the rear end of the Palace of Crystal. We're going to go around the front now and check it out. So originally this palace was built as a greenhouse in the late 19th century, so 1890s. Since then it's now become a venue for the Reina Sofia Museum here in Madrid.
Ci fatto una foto troppo bella. Guarda, dove si muove tutto questo?
So there we go, that was the Palace of Crystal, or Palacio de Cristal, in Retiro Park, Madrid, Spain. Now, as you can appreciate, there's a lot of people there, even for a Monday morning. However, it's a beautiful building in the middle of a wonderful park here in Retiro. Retiro is one of many parks, it's probably the most famous in Madrid. However, there are plenty in the city that are worth your time. Thank you for watching, feel free to support me if you'd like, and I'll see you on the next video. Hola y bienvenidos. This time we're in Madrid, Spain to check out Gran Via Street. Now this is the main street in Madrid. It's very busy, very popular, also known as Calle Gran Via. We're going to walk from Banco de España metro station to Callao metro station. Now usually you take the metro because it's 2 minutes. However, for this exercise I thought we'd just walk. It's 10-15 minutes. We'll stop halfway to get breakfast as well. So we've just arrived here at Gran Via metro station. We're going to go find somewhere to eat now, somewhere hopefully that's not too busy. Hola.
Hola.
Buen día. ¿Estás abierto? Sí.
Sí.
¿Me das un cortado
Sí.
y un bocadillo de calamares?
Vale.
Sí.
¿Te lo llevo en la mesa?
Para llevar.
¿Es para llevar?
Sí. ¿Está bien?
Sí, pero para afuera, llevar o comer afuera.
Ah, perdón. No sé la palabra, soy inglés y no hablo mucho español.
Take out or you will eat there outside?
Just outside.
Okay, I will bring in your table.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we're back at Gran Via now. We're now going to go to Callao metro station, about 5 minutes down the road. As you can see, it's quite busy here now. So we've just arrived now at Callao metro station. It's a very popular square here with a lot of different businesses such as this cinema, but here are a few examples. So the shop behind me, El Corte Inglés, is for tourists. It'll have everything you need from clothes to household wares. However, it is quite touristy. Rodilla. Behind me is a chain of coffee shops. They're really good and they're really nice and they're just everywhere. And the cinema behind me is currently closed. It does show films in English with Spanish subtitles and in Spanish as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to support me, feel free, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos. So welcome back. Today we're in a new place with a new hat. This is Valencia, and today we're going to go check out the Plaza de la Virgen, or the Square of the Virgin. Now we're going to go and take the metro here in Valencia. It's pretty much the same as the Madrid one. Here's the map, and we're going to get on at Jesus and then get off at Colón. So we've just arrived here. We're now making our way to Plaza de la Virgen, which is just down this way. It's about a 10-minute walk, but I think it's the nearest metro station. So if you can't tell, I'm just getting over a cold. That's why my voice sounds really funny. I've just stumbled across a little park here. So a little bit about this plaza that we're going to. Plaza. So it's a leftover from when the Romans used to be here, and I believe it's where two roads converged. So we're gonna go check it out. Apparently there's a big fountain and there's three monumental buildings there. God, I love Wikipedia. So in Valencia they don't speak your regular type of Spanish, Castellano, as most people outside of Spain know it. They speak something called Valenciano, which is more similar to Catalan, which is spoken in Catalonia, so like places like Barcelona. It's very similar, however I only speak Castellano and I don't speak Valenciano. However, like 99% of Spain can speak Castellano, so that's fine. So the fountain behind me is the main centerpiece here at Virgin Square. Now, it's dedicated to the Rio Turia, which is a giant river that ends in Valencia. It's 280 kilometers long. Now, it was designed, this fountain, in 1976, so you can see that this is the square. There's no cars allowed here, which makes it a great place to come. So behind me is the Basilica. Now this is very important because it's dedicated to the Virgin and apparently houses the image of the Virgin, and that's really, really important to Valencians because she is the patron saint of the city. So the building behind me is the main cathedral here in Valencia. Now it is a Roman Catholic church that was consecrated in 1238 by the first bishop of Valencia. It's very important and it is absolutely huge, located in the Plaza de la Virgen. So there we go, that was the Plaza de la Virgen here in Valencia. Valencia is one of Spain's oldest cities. I would highly recommend this square if you're in it. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to support me and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos. So today we're going to go check out the Museum of Sciences here in Valencia, or the El Museo de las Ciencias. So it's in the city of Arts and Science here, and that is a giant complex of entertainment, architecture and science, and it's split into 6 different sections. We're going to go check out the museum today. We're going to take the metro again today, this time from Jesus to Maritim Serreria. So we're just waiting for our metro to arrive now. It's going to be about 10 minutes. So we've just arrived now at the metro station. We're going to head towards the City of Arts and Sciences, but first we're going to stop off for a drink. Buen día. ¿Me das un cortado?
¿Un cortado?
Sí, gracias.
A ver. Con
Eso.
uno de estos.
Sí, sí,
pero
sí.
no lleva relleno, ¿eh?
Sí, para llevar.
¿Para llevar?
Sí. So we're heading towards the city now. It's just down here. It's a 10-minute walk. So the city itself, or the complex, was designed by a Valencian architect called Santiago Calatrava and inaugurated in 1996. Wow, this place is gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely huge. So it's 350 square meters, but it's just absolutely beautiful here. So that building right there is the Museum of Sciences here in the City of Arts and Sciences. So we're going to go inside now and buy a ticket. I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing. At least I know where I am. Disculpe, ¿cuánto cuesta la entrada al museo?
8,70.
8, sí. Este bien, sí.
¿Una?
Sí, tarjeta. También.
¿De dónde viene?
¿Qué?
¿De dónde viene?
Soy Inglaterra.
Gracias.
¿Tú hablas inglés o no?
Un poco.
Un poco. Este bien. Necesito aprender.
Vamos para allá. Sí. Hecho todo en tarjeta. Aquí tiene la entrada y ahora en el centro a la derecha.
Gracias. Okay, so we've just got our ticket, so we're now going to head over to this way.
técnica de la genética de Golgi permitió la atención de las células del sistema nervioso de modo selectivo y preciso. Utilizando dicha técnica, Cajal descubre que el sistema nervioso está formado por células independientes, llamadas mitocondrias. Es lo que se denomina célula. Además, trata de describir cómo se presenta la inteligencia según una célula a otra. Los observadores de la
If you like history, you're going to love this place because there's so much to read and to learn about. This genuinely might be my favourite place in Valencia. There is so much here for me to film, and it is absolutely amazing for €8.70. I think it's absolutely wonderful. This museum is fantastic for families, children and adults alike. There is so much to do. So we've just finished in the museum now. I've been here for like 2-3 hours, but you could easily do 4 or 5. It's a really nice place to come. Highly recommend it. It's probably my favourite place in Valencia. Just realised this is definitely not the way out. So Plaza de la Virgen may be the best square in Valencia, but this place is the most beautiful. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to support me and I'll see you next time. Hola y bienvenidos. Now today we're going to go check out one of the most famous beaches in Valencia, El Cabanyal. And Valencia has quite a lot of beaches because it's Spain's 3rd largest city with almost 850,000 people. So let's go check it out. So as you can see, the weather today isn't that good. It is a little bit cloudier. However, I kind of figure there'll be less people there. Now this area of Valencia is actually the old fishing district. This is where it got its name from.
¿Qué vale? 4. 4 y no, de aquí lo veo muy ancho.
¿De 5 veces?
Te saco la más pequeñita y la controlamos.
Vale.
So I'm not gonna lie, I got completely lost in that market. I pretty much turned around like 2 or 3 times. It's absolutely huge and it is so busy. It's unbelievable. So I'm pretty sure this is the right way to the beach. I think I did come here yesterday to check it out and scope the area, but I came via a different way, so I think this is the right way. My Google Maps isn't working right now, so hopefully we'll get there. So just an update, Google Maps has decided to work. It's definitely this way. So as you can tell, it's getting a little bit warmer out now, so it is getting hotter. We're just heading towards the actual beach part now. Okay, so some of the facilities that the beach has to offer are quite good. So you've got free exercise machines that you can use, and you've also got the free shower facilities on the actual beach itself. We're going to head over to one now and I'll show you what I mean. So the shower facilities here are really good. If you just click the button, they'll emit the water and you can clean yourself off. So one thing I like about this beach is that it's very clean, like I said before, and that partly is because of these bins here that are littered throughout the beach. There's so many people here, you'd expect there to be more rubbish, but there just isn't. I've also realised with filming at a beach, there isn't actually quite a lot to show you because it's like a desert. It's like there's so much sand and then the ocean. So there'll be a few pickup shots in this one. I'd actually forgotten how hard it is to walk in thick sand. It's not too bad here near the ocean, but over there it's quite difficult. So I don't know if you can see, but just behind me there's a load of boats and it looks like they're having a Pirates of the Caribbean ship battle. So if you're an avid shell collector, there's actually quite a few here you can choose from. Some of them are quite nice. Oh, that one didn't look as nice. So those buildings there are part of the entertainment district here, so that's where you're going to get your food, your drink and play games, things like that. There's actually a beautiful restaurant called Panorama, and I went there yesterday for some paella, La Paella Valenciana, and it is fantastic. So I would highly recommend it. It is a little bit more pricier, however, for seafood, I genuinely think you get what you pay for. Overall, I think the beach is a wonderful place to come. It's fantastic here, and as I said, if you come during the midweek where it's less busy, you're going to find there's less people and it's probably nicer. However, even with the amount of people on there today, there was no rubbish, everyone was behaving, and it's a wonderful, lovely place to come. So we're going to end it there today. Thank you so much for watching. I am loving making these vlogs and I love to travel. I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos, welcome back. So today we are in Murcia here in Spain. Now Murcia is located towards the southeast Iberian Peninsula, and we are in the capital today, which also shares the same name, Murcia, or Murcia in Spanish. So it's a crisp 31-32 degrees Celsius here today, so we're going to try and stay in the shade. Someone's probably fainted from the heat. It's absolutely boiling, so we're in the shade now. We're going to go and explore the city. One thing that Murcia is famous for is the river here, and it is a very low tide river, and it's called the Rio Segura, or Safe River. So we're going to go take a walk by that river today. We're just going to find a way down. So the Rio Segura River is a low tide river that's relatively safe, that goes through Murcia and splits it kind of into two different sides. Now, the river itself is quite safe, as I said. There's people boating on it, fishing, there's wildlife. It's very peaceful and calm today. However, in recent years there has been problems with contamination, but these days it's looking a lot better. Now there's also a fish in the river, but I don't know anything about it. Fashion tip, jeans were a bad idea. It's just pain and heat. So this river is one of the greatest rivers with hydrological use, which is really good. So as you can see, this river just stretches on for ages and it's too hot to be walking in this heat for too long. So we're going to take these stairs up here now and we're going to go head towards the city hall. Murcia is one of Spain's quietest cities, and so far the food here has been amazing. Murcia, like a lot of the cities and a lot of the regions, has its own cuisine. So in Murcia, it's a lot of it is to do with the orchard here. Murcia is known as the orchard of Europe, which is a lot of fruit and veg and things like that, and it is phenomenal. We're now heading towards Murcia's city hall because we're going to go find a drink nearby. So that building there is the city hall here in Murcia. I need a drink. So I would have gone to this one here, but it's so busy outside with people trying to get under the shade that it's impossible. Everywhere is just absolutely packed. So just cut to me having a drink somewhere. Never underestimate the importance of cold beer. I suppose a lot of the importance of Murcia comes from its historical buildings, such as the cathedral, the plazas and the casino. However, Murcia is an old city with a little mix of the new, and the new is very new. Up until 2-3 years ago, the public transport here wasn't that great, and now it's rapidly changed. So I think Murcia is a wonderful place, especially in the spring and the summer where you've got a little bit more tourism here. There's plenty to see here, and I would highly recommend it if you're in Spain. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really loving making these vlogs. This one might be a little bit shorter because it is very, very hot today. As you can see, I've kind of been in the shade all day, or I'm trying to be in the shade because it is exceedingly hot. Feel free to support me and I will see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos, welcome back to the capital city here in Murcia, Spain. Today I'm going to show you a few highlights of the city. First up on our list is the City Hall of Murcia. This existing city hall was built in 1848 and it's based on a design by Juan José Belmonte. Now it's located near the Rio Segura River in Plaza de la Glorieta. It's a pedestrian square and one of the busiest in Murcia. Now, interestingly, above the centre balcony, there is the city's coat of arms. At the very top, we can see the city clock, which has a chime that plays typical Murcia melodies. Next up on our list was the Cathedral of Santa Maria. Now, initial construction finished in 1467, but the cathedral kept evolving up until the 18th century. So supposedly King Alfonso X, who was the king of Castile, Leon and Galicia, is buried here under the main altar. In 1854, the cathedral suffered a huge fire that actually took the altar and the choir stands out. It obliterated them. As I said, work never stopped on this up until the 18th century. There was repairs, extensions, new chapels, and it encompasses a range of different designs. After the cathedral, I headed for a drink at one of the local cafes nearby. After the brief stop off, it was back on the streets to find our next destination, Plaza de las Flores, or Flowers Square. So this is Plaza de las Flores, or Flowers Square. It's a lovely place where you can just come and relax. Sandwiched between the busy pedestrian streets, this square really is a metaphor for the city's rejuvenation. So originally there was a butcher shop here, and florists would put their stalls around the butchers in order to sell their flowers. The butcher shop then got demolished, and then in 1968 this place became Plaza de las Flores. And the fun fact is that some of these florists are still around. Now the bronze statue of the girl behind me is called La Niña de las Flores, which is the girl of the flowers. So there are a lot of bars, cafes, restaurants here, and a lot of people just come here to kick back and relax. So we've just run into a little bit of a problem and we're going to need to assess. Basically, my shoe's given up the ghost and the sole has just left. I mean, they were petering off last week when my shoelaces snapped, but we're going to hope for the best. Fundamentally, Murcia is a city that's going through urbanisation, and although it's well known for its agricultural properties and the surrounding area, there is still a lot of life being breathed into this place, and it is beautiful, and I hope that the journey continues and there is growth of modernisation for years to come. Hola y bienvenidos. Once again, we're back in the region of Murcia here in Spain. Now, as of today filming this, it's currently Semana Santa. But what does that mean? It's basically a week of celebration and commemoration to the passion, death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, to find out, we're going to have to take a bus. It's an annual religious event celebrated all over Spain, with some of the regions of the country such as Andalusia having more glamorous celebrations, whilst other regions like Castile y Leon, for example, have more sombre and solemn events. Okay, so it's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're heading towards the main street of the capital. The plan today is to try and find one of these processions, these events, and check it out for ourselves. So we're now on Murcia's main street. I can see in front of me they're starting to put the seats out for the procession that's going to walk through. So avid viewers might be aware that my shoes are disintegrating. Yeah, they're still not fixed. While I waited for the event, I decided to have a coffee. So the processions rely heavily on the brotherhoods. Membership is open to any Catholic person to become a brother or hermano. A common feature of these events is that every brotherhood will carry pasos or floats of sculptures that depict scenes from the gospel. The fun fact is that a lot of these floats have been preserved, maintained and looked after for centuries. So I'm seeing a lot of people carrying ceremonial robes, so I think the procession is going to start soon. To give you some perspective, this tradition is larger than Christmas in Spain. And from my research, this tradition dates from the 16th century. So you can see there's a lot of chairs being put down for people to sit on. It's a very popular event, there's a lot of people here. So if you're interested in this event, I highly recommend, depending on your vacation situation, just to pick a location, get appropriate accommodation, and that's good communication information. I was practicing that for like 5 minutes. Hola y bienvenidos. Today we're exploring the capital city of Buenos Aires here in Argentina, South America. So a lot of people know that Argentina is the second biggest country in South America after Brazil, but did you know, and I didn't know this until a couple of days ago, that Argentina, specifically Buenos Aires, has the widest street in the world called Avenida 9 de Julio. So inspired by this, I thought we'd take a Miranda through the eclectic city streets to find out what Buenos Aires is really like. But before we do that, we're going to head to a local park nearby. So Buenos Aires literally translates from Spanish to English to good airs or fair winds, which obviously promotes the climate here. 2.8 to 3 million people live in the city, with a lot of people choosing to immigrate here every year. City streets here are organised a lot like other famous cities like New York. It uses a grid-based system to optimise transportation. But if you're a bookworm, you'll love this place because according to the World Cities Culture Forum, there was a study conducted and Buenos Aires has the most amount of bookshops per person in any city in the world. So the city has a lot of green spaces like the one we're in now, where you can come to walk, do sports or just relax. Off tangent side note, but Buenos Aires has a time difference of about 4 hours from the UK. So okay, that is definitely not going to slip. Okay. So I recently read somewhere that 60% of households either own a cat or a dog in Buenos Aires. A lot of reports suggest that Buenos Aires has a lot of European influence as opposed to Latin American, and that's due to the minimal colonial architecture that the city has. A lot of the times as well on zebra crossings, if you're crossing, cars will try and just skirt around you, and also there's more traffic jams here than I think I've seen in other cities. I decided to head towards Barrio de la Recoleta, an area of the city known for its French-inspired townhouses, former palaces and fancy boutiques. So welcome to the neighbourhood of Recoleta here in Buenos Aires. So interestingly enough, the main attraction here is the cemetery where people like Eva Perón, who was the first former lady of Argentina, are laid to rest. So there are other options for you as well. There's two other main attractions here. There is the National Museum of Fine Arts, which displays Argentine masterpieces, and there is the Cultural Centre, which has cutting-edge shows. From my research, this seems to be one of the most rich and expensive parts of the city. And although a pretty safe area for tourists, during the day at least, towards night time, like a lot of cities, there are pickpocketers, there are people that will try and take your money, so just make sure you know where your valuables are at all times. So this is my first taste of South America, and so far I'm loving it. I'm excited to explore more of the city. I'm probably walking about 5 or 6 hours a day at the moment with breaks, and I'm learning so much. However, there are more countries in South America that I want to visit, so I'm looking forward to it and I can't wait. Hola, bienvenidos, welcome back to the capital city of Santiago here in Chile. Now Chile is known for its diverse landscapes and exquisite wines, but the capital here, Santiago, is one of the biggest cities in the Americas. Today I'm going to show you one of the nicest parts of the city, and also we're going to go check out something that you might not have seen before. But first I needed to take the metro east to the centre of Santiago. This is the neighbourhood of Las Tarrias, which is a more trendy area of the city. So there are a lot of street markets in Barrio de Las Tarrias, and that is because there is a lot of visitors. But that also means there's a lot of pickpocketers, so make sure you watch your things. So I bought a coffee before, and the guy said to me that it was dangerous to have my phone out in the area. We're now heading towards the main attraction, Cerro Santa Lucia. Cerro Santa Lucia is a small hill in the centre of Santiago. What's more important is the history surrounding it. When the Spanish conquistador Pedro de Valdivia arrived, he changed its original name of Huelen to Santa Lucia. It was at the foot of this hill that Pedro de Valdivia founded the city of Santiago on February the 12th, 1541. Cerro Santa Lucia is a very popular park here by both tourists and locals, and it's for a good reason. I nearly fell over. It's a beautiful area, and they have a variety of trees and fauna here, which makes it even more wonderful because the site is maintained all year round. In the year 1810, Chile declared independence from Spanish rule, but this led to instability within the country, so Spain declared rulership once more and it was reimposed in 1814. However, within a 4-year period, a combined army of Argentinian and Chileans managed to defeat and drive out the Spanish army, restoring Chile's independence. During this period of reconquest, 1814 to 1818, the last Spanish governor in Chile, Casimiro Marco del Ponte, made the hill into a royal defence by constructing the forts called Marco and Santa Lucia. So the site as well actually changed its appearance in 1872 thanks to the mayor of Santiago, Benjamin Vicuña Mackenna, I think it is, and he changed it to an attractive walk. Also, I really like the danger signs that they have everywhere. It just says peligroso. Today we are just exploring around, but I would highly recommend, if you don't want to miss anything, to do your research before coming to the area. So just be careful if you are coming here that there are a lot of steep steps. There are a lot of areas that will require you to kind of maneuver yourself around and keep your balance as well. So we're now heading towards Fuente Neptuno, which is just down this way. This is Neptune's Terrace. It was built over the course of 6 years from 1897 to 1903, and it's dedicated to the Roman god Neptune. I think there's a hidden beauty to the city of Santiago, if you know where to look for it. The landscapes here really shine through when you give it a chance, and if you look past the infrastructure towards the natural beauty, it can be found. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Feel free to support me, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos. Today we're exploring Bosque de Chapultepec, or the Forest of Chapultepec, here in Mexico City, the capital of Mexico. So what exactly is it? Well, it's a 1700 acre plus urban park that's home to museums, botanical gardens, a lake and even a zoo. Because there's so much here for you to explore, I thought today we would go and check out 3 different attractions. So I headed towards our first attraction, Fuente de la Templanza, a famous fountain here with some interesting history behind it. So the fountain was built in 1931 on the orders of the Mexican president at the time, Pascual Ortiz Rubio, and the name literally translates to source or fountain of temperance. So the statue that serves as its centerpiece was made by the sculptor Enrique Guerra, and it dates to around 1908. A couple of years later, the statue was then displayed in the Mexican Ministry of Foreign Affairs building. Then, when the building got demolished, the statue was moved to the forest of Chapultepec. After the Fountain of Temperance, I decided to head over to Altar a la Patria, or Altar to the Homeland. Built between 1947 and 1952 by Ernesto Tamariz and Enrique Aragon Echegaray, it's a memorial to Mexican fighters who died in the US intervention of Mexico. Within the memorial are 6 marble columns arranged in a semicircle, and at the top of each one there is an eagle made of bronze. I suppose for me the most potent imagery of the memorial is the imagery of a woman who represents the homeland here in Mexico, and she's cradling the body of a dead cadet in one hand, and the other hand she has an olive branch which symbolises peace. Stood next to her is a man who represents the fighters, and he's holding the Mexican flag. As well, this memorial serves to protect General Felipe Santiago Stico Tencatl and 6 people that in 1947 the Mexican army deemed hero children. It was time to take a quick break, where I met some unexpected friends. The nature in these woods is so prominent that even today I've just seen ducks, birds, squirrels and even a possum. It was now time to head to the third and final attraction, Castillo del Chapultepec or Chapultepec Castle. While the park itself is free, there is an admission cost to the castle. That currently stands at about 90 pesos or £4 UK. Built between 1785 and 1787 on the highest spot in the forest, it was designed as a resting home for the highest social class. Uses have included military colleges, emperors and even presidents. In 1939, the castle turned into a museum dedicated to keeping objects of interest from Mexico. There are various halls here with over 40 areas that show the history of Mexico. If you're interested in Mexican culture or history, there is so much for you to see and do here. Whether it's music, sculpture, paintings, art, documentation, clothing, there is so much here for you to learn about, and yeah, you could spend a full day here. Also, fun fact, if you've seen the 1996 film Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, this is one of the filming locations. So thank you very much for watching, and feel free to support me, keep on learning, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos. Today we're exploring Plaza de Toros de las Ventas, the largest bull ring in Spain. So we've just passed through the entrance now. It costs 16 euros to get in, and when you come in they'll give you a device like this, and this allows you to have an audio guided tour in your designated language. So the arena is named after the location it was built in, with the Las Ventas literally meaning in English sales. Now the arena has a capacity of just under 24,000 seats, and it actually started its build in 1922 but didn't finish until 1929, and then 2 years later in 1931 it was inaugurated. So this wasn't the first bull ring in Madrid. The previous bull ring, Plaza de Toros de la Fuente del Berro, was actually built before this, and then by the time the 20th century came along it was looking a bit worse for wear, so they decided to build Las Ventas. So seating can be split into three key areas. You've got the sunny seats, the shaded seats, and then the sunny and shaded seats. This is important because it traditionally influenced things like your social class, because shaded seats are more sought after and are therefore more expensive. So what happens if there's no scheduled bullfighting at Las Ventas? Well, basically the ring or the arena can be used for other events such as music concerts, sports events and even theatre shows. Now, as animal rights activism has increased over the years, the number of actual bullfights has reduced, so Las Ventas seems to be entertaining more and more outside events. So behind me you can see the gift shop. There's also a museum at the end which is included in the tour. There's a lot of notice boards and artefacts here as well. So if you're interested in coming here, something I found out last night whilst researching is that Las Ventas, the official website, has a virtual tour. So if you're interested and you want to do some preparation, I highly recommend that you look that up. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to support me, keep on learning, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola, bienvenidos. Today I'm going to show you a few things that you can explore in the city of Seville, Spain. First up we have the Estadio de Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán, home to Sevilla FC. Inaugurated in 1958 with a capacity of nearly 43,000 seats, the stadium is located in the Nervión neighbourhood of Seville. So it's one of the stadiums that was used in the 1982 FIFA World Cup, and it also has an inbuilt shop. So there's also a rumour surrounding this place that the Spanish national team have never lost a game against another national team at this stadium. Next up was Nervión Plaza, located just next door. So it's a shopping centre with well-known brands, restaurants and even a kids' playground. So there's a massive open courtyard as well, so it's a bit of a social hub for people. So it's perfect if you just want to spend an hour shopping or even just relax with a drink. Then I took the metro and headed towards a hidden gem within the city, El Museo Naval de Torre del Oro, a maritime museum housed in a 13th century defence tower. So here you're going to find maps and artefacts and a wide array of nautical instruments. There is no donation fee per se, but donations are highly recommended. Also you can access the top of the tower, which gives you amazing views. A short walk from the museum is one of Seville's main attractions, La Catedral de Sevilla. So this cathedral is a must-see in Seville for people that are coming here, and it's not hard to see why. So built in a Gothic style, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and also it's located in the heart of the city. So this place is one of the biggest Catholic temples in the world, and the construction actually began in 1401 and didn't finish for over a century. Now this building, this temple took longer to build than most people live, and I think that's just phenomenal. Just the people that started building this died before it finished. So you can see just how popular this place is with tourists, and today it's 38 degrees, so it's very, very hot in the summer here in Seville. Afterwards I headed towards another famous attraction of Seville, Las Setas de Sevilla, or the Mushrooms of Seville. So these are called Las Setas de Sevilla, or the Mushrooms of Seville, and basically it's a giant wooden structure with two elevators in the supports that lead up to viewpoints at the top. So it's 26 metres high, and it's actually the winner of a competition to revitalise the city square. And it's called the Mushrooms of Seville because the parasols are shaped somewhat like mushrooms. Second to last, I headed towards the Real Alcázar de Sevilla. So this is a palace for a Christian king that was built on the site of a Muslim Abbasid Alcázar, or fortress. So it was originally destroyed in 1248 with the Christian conquest. These days, this place is used by the royal family of Spain when they come here on their holidays. This place was built over the course of 500 years, with each style succeeding the last. After the Royal Palace, I headed towards our final attraction of the day, Plaza de España, located in Maria Luisa Park. So what can I say about this place? It's an architectural masterpiece. Now, it was designed by the architect Aníbal González, and it was built between 1914 and 1929. It's one of those places that is so awe-inspiring that when you see it for the first time, it's literally breathtaking. Occupying 50,000 square meters, this place is a giant tourist attraction, and it's one of the most impressive squares that I've seen. Also located here are horse-drawn carriages, boat rides and even flamenco shows. The water vapour off this fountain is absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to support me, keep on learning, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos. Today we're exploring Segovia, a small city in the Castile y León region of Spain. So Segovia is the capital of a province bearing the same name, and it's famous for 3 historical landmarks, of which we're going to check out today. Its Roman aqueduct, its cathedral, and its medieval castle, which inspired Walt Disney's Cinderella Castle. So behind me is the Roman aqueduct of Segovia. It was built in the 1st century AD to channel water from the mountains 17 kilometers or 11 miles away into the city for its facilities, and it was still in use up until 1973. The elevated section in particular is one of the most well-preserved pieces of Roman architecture in the country, and it's become a historical symbol for the city. These days the aqueduct can't be used because the ashlar style stones, which are made of granite, ashlar being the name given to stones that are shaped like bricks, have suffered from differential decay, leading to water leakage and pollution, which has then led to further deterioration. Deemed a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985, a definitive date for construction has never been defined. So Segovia's cathedral was famous for being the last Gothic-style cathedral to be built in Spain. The current entry fee is €4 and that gives you access to the majority of the cathedral. With carved ceilings and Flemish tapestries, it was built between 1525 and 1577 during the reign of Charles V. Located in the highest point of the city, it's located next to Plaza Mayor, or the main square. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The most famous landmark in the city of Segovia is this medieval castle. It's existed since the 12th century and it's one of the most visited sites in Spain. Home to 22 kings, a lot of significant historical events have occurred here, such as the signing of the Concord of Segovia, which basically laid the groundwork for the formation of the Spanish nation. It was also the site of the last meeting place between Christopher Columbus and the King Ferdinand the Catholic, before the explorer's death in 1506. So the castle has made its mark on cinema and pop culture as well, having been used by Orson Welles in the film Chimes at Midnight. It's also the inspiration behind Walt Disney's Cinderella Castle. These days the castle is used as a museum with an entry fee of €10, which includes access to the tower at the top, and it's also a military archives building. So thank you very much for watching, feel free to support me, keep on learning, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola y bienvenidos, today we're in Bilbao to check out the largest city in the Basque Country. So the city itself is surrounded by 2 mountain ranges, but also because it sits on an estuary that leads to the Atlantic Ocean, it means it has several beaches as well, making it a multi-diverse landscape. So during the summer months where the rest of Spain is typically hotter, Bilbao, because it's located in the north, is usually cooler across the year. The official language here isn't Castilian, but Basque or Basco in Spanish. Much like how Valencia has Valenciano and Barcelona has Catalan, most people will still speak Castilian Spanish. So the main attraction here is the Guggenheim Museum, which is a museum of modern and contemporary art by the architect Frank Gehry. So you've likely also heard of tapas, which is like finger food here in Spain. In the north, and typically in the northern bars, certainly in Bilbao, they call it pinzos. So if you are arriving to Bilbao by train, there is a good chance that you will arrive at Bilbao Obando, which is a prominent station here. If you do, there is a tourism office literally as you exit the building on your right hand side. The city is split by the river Nerbion, and it's split into 2 distinct key areas. There is the industrial side, and then there is the commerce side, which is the old town. So I then decided to check out the Guggenheim Museum to see what it was all about. Now honestly, I don't really like when art has to be explained. I think it should make you think on its own. The price was €18 for entry, which I thought was a little overpriced, and I would rather have paid around €12. There's plenty to see here, and it is a visual feast, and there's no disrespect to the artists here because there are great works of art in there. However, ultimately I did leave subtly disappointed. This week, one of the most famous festivals in Bilbao was taking place, Aste Nagusia. So Aste Nagusia, or the Great Week, is the most famous festival here in Bilbao, and it's in honour of the Virgen de Begoña, or the Virgin of Begoña. Concert shows, theatre, fireworks, even bullfighting, it all happens this week, and it attracts people from all across the country. They do this for 9 consecutive days, where fiestas are held throughout the day. Whether it's the exquisite food or it's the renowned architecture, Bilbao is definitely a city worth visiting. So it's not a surprise that tourists like me come here. It's an incredible city and it feels like it's got something for everyone. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Feel free to support me, keep on learning, and I'll see you on the next one. Hola, bienvenidos. Estamos in Santiago de Compostela, the capital of Galicia here in Spain. So you may have heard of Santiago de Compostela due to its religious roots. It's one of the biggest pilgrim sites in all of Spain, and it's one of the most important cities in all of Christianity. Pilgrims still come here from all over Europe, following the various Caminos de Santiago, or roads to Santiago. Even in 2023, some pilgrims still carry the symbol of the scallop and the pilgrim staff on their way to the city. Santiago de Compostela can be reached from Madrid in just over 3 hours, and that's thanks to the high-speed rail network AVE, or in Spanish, AVE. The cathedral, according to legend, is the burial place of St. James the Apostle. And interestingly, because there's so many pilgrims that pass through here, confession and mass is available throughout the day and in several different languages, because a lot of the priests can speak different languages. The city also boasts a few charming squares as well, which are definitely worth a visit. So I'm not sure if I'm lucky or not, but I just got defecated on by a bird. I then headed over to the local food market, Mercado de Abastos. From many different kinds of meat to different types of cheese and even seafood, this market seemed to have it all. So you can see just how busy it is at the moment. It's crazy. So if you're looking for the more modern side of Santiago de Compostela, there are 2 art galleries, one of which is the Galician Contemporary Art Centre. So if you're looking for a quieter place to come in the city, I do recommend Parque de Alameda. And it's because it's a well-respected, maintained park, and yes, there are people here, but it tends to be a little bit quieter than, say, the old town. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to support me, keep on learning, and I'll see you on the next one.